Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you're joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree. But whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe. You know, I love students. I love kids. Sometimes they be getting on your nerves. Shout out to my girl Ronnie and shout out to my girl Onyx. Sometimes though, man, oh man, oh man. You know what else it frustrates me? What else really annoys me? Like, I love soccer. I love football, right? I love soccer. I love football. But obviously, I also love football, like the American, great, fantastic version of the game. But here's the thing that really frustrates me. A lot of times people will act as if soccer is a better sport than football. And I know all of that is subjective, right? Everything is subjective. Whether you are not, it just really all depends on who's talking about it, who likes it. I get that. But here is why. Here's why soccer can never be football. I watched the other day as Spain purposely lost a game. Now, why are you guys saying that they purposely lost the game? Japan is decent and they beat Germany and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I get what you're saying. But you have to understand my logic when it comes to why I believe Spain purposely lost that game, right? And if you don't understand about strategy, right? If you don't understand strategy, then you won't get the idea that there are some people who are willing to avoid the difficult, and there are some people who want all the smoke. Football tends to be an I want all the smoke type of sport. Do you see strategy where, hey, do you see people looking ahead going, well, if this breaks this way, we'd rather play this person as opposed to this person? Yeah. But do you see them actively make moves to avoid playing this person versus this person? Nah, fam. Can't afford to do that in football. Why? Because we don't got a billion games. And guess what? In soccer, you don't have a billion games either. And in the World Cup, you're going to have to play them anyway. If they're good, you're going to have to play them anyway. Why not establish dominance from the beginning so that if you have to play them multiple times, there is no doubt in their mind, or there's no confidence that they can beat you because they've never seen themselves beat you, right? So with this, I set up for you the ending of, the situation within the World Cup yesterday. So yesterday, Spain and Japan and Germany and who was the other team? I'm going to look it up because I can't remember exactly who the other team is at this point off the top of my head. But those teams were playing. And the way in which the World Cup does it is they make those teams all play at the same time. And they do that so that you can't like manipulate. You can't manipulate anything, right? So Spain playing Japan and Germany playing Costa Rica, right? Now, Japan beat Germany in an upset. Spain, they beat Costa Rica badly. And then they, if I'm not mistaken, they beat Japan. I mean, they beat Germany, or they tied with Germany. I'm gonna get it right because I want to make sure that I represent what I'm saying the correct way. So, yeah, they tied with Germany and they beat Costa Rica 7-0. So that meant that Spain was going to have they were going to have the points advantage regardless, right? They were going to have the point, any tiebreaker, they were going to be able to win because they had the goal differential. So not only did Germany have to beat Costa Rica, but they had to beat Costa Rica by enough to be able to overcome a goal differential of 7, because Spain beat Costa Rica 7-0. So that's a 7-goal differential. Spain is sitting in the catbird seat. They know that if Germany loses to Costa Rica, they're in regardless. They also knew that if they lost to Japan, they would still go through. And once you're in the round of 16, it doesn't really matter, right? It's win or go home once you're in the round of 16. So if they're in the round of 16, they can't play to lose. But they could here. And what is a better strategy? Beating Japan and therefore allowing Germany to advance, a soccer superpower, one that you may not want to see in the round of 16, or not in the round of 16, but in the last 8 or in the semifinals, or just taking your foot off the gas when it comes to Japan. Which is better? If I just take my foot off the gas versus Japan, then I don't have to worry about playing Japan. I don't have to worry about playing Germany in the knockout stages. I can worry about playing Japan, and I'm okay with playing Japan. So I believe Spain purposely lost versus Japan so that they did not have to play Germany down the road. And it makes sense, right? It makes sense. It makes sense because how do you possess the ball 82% of the time? You score early in the game, and then you just shut it down. Japan scores twice. Japan scores twice in the middle of the game and then doesn't score anymore. It feels fishy. You want to know what the shots on goal look like? Well, excuse me. Spain had 12 shots. 5 of them were on goal. Japan had 6 shots, and 3 of them were on goal. And of those 3, 2 of them found the net versus Spain. So Japan possessed the ball for 18% of the 90 minutes, 90 plus minutes when you add in stoppage time. They possessed the ball for that long. And although they possessed the ball for that long, Japan was able to get off 6 shots and half of them be on target, and 66.6% of them find the back of the net. And don't nobody find this to be a little bit shady? Nobody finds this to be shady. All of a sudden, Japan is that good? See, today, the stories are that Japan is fearless, that they think they could beat anybody. And I 100% believe Spain is sitting in the back going, ha, that's funny. Wait till we play them again. Wait till we play them again. The strategy of I'm going to take out a power cannot be lost. Remember, Germany was 1-1 with Spain, right? Like, Germany was 1-1 with Spain. So it's not like Spain just ran over Germany. Spain scored in the second half. Germany answered in the second half. It was 1-1. That was a competitive game. And so why you want to deal with that again? Why you want to let Germany, who clearly feels as if they let one go versus Japan, why would you allow them to get into the knockout stage? But here's the issue, right? Here's the difference between football and soccer. We not never going to just lose on purpose so that we don't have to play somebody over there. Now, if you guys want to argue with me about losing on purpose, go right ahead. I'm going to tell you we're not the same. So let all your arguments come about how you play, how you don't play, what you do, what you don't do. If you lose on purpose so that you don't have to play somebody else, we are not the same. It's cool. I still got love for you, but we're not the same. And I don't ever want to like coach with you. Like, I don't ever want to be on a team you're on. If you're willing to lose on purpose, we don't kick it. That's not what we do. That type of strategy is not strategy to us. That's cowardice. That's cowardice. If the goal of the World Cup is to find out who's the best soccer team in the world, then you should not be trying to manipulate things so that you don't have to play one of the other best teams in the world when you can go home. But now what they've done, law of unintended consequences, right? Now what they've done is they've put a battery in Japan's back. Now Japan believes that they're better. Now Japan believes that they could be the next big thing. And now people are going to have to deal with that confident Japan team. That's just a fact. But it's a reason how we don't rock the same way soccer people rock. I love it, but we don't think about life the same. Not if you're willing to lose on purpose. Another thing that I look at, people continue to do this thing where they look at Justin Herbert and they want to elevate Justin Herbert to a status, to a level that he has not earned. They want to elevate him to a level he has not earned. Now, why they want to elevate him to that level, I don't know. But I know this. I remember Andrew Luck. And when Andrew Luck came out, everybody said he was the next great. He was the best prospect since Peyton Manning. He was Peyton Manning with legs. And he was. Peyton Manning threw a whole bunch of interceptions early in his career. Andrew Luck threw a whole bunch of interceptions early in his career. Andrew Luck never really stopped throwing interceptions. He just didn't throw as many. Andrew Luck, every time something happened, Andrew Luck received none of the blame. None of the blame. It was always someone else's fault. It was the coach's fault. It was the receiver's fault. It was the offensive line's fault. It was the defense's fault. It was never Andrew Luck's fault. Andrew Luck had a ton of comeback wins, right? But Andrew Luck many times was the cause of the deficit. He would throw a pick, fumble, do something boneheaded that would put his team in a negative position, and then he would have to bring them back out. That's self-fulfilling prophecies, right? Many of those same things happen with Justin Herbert. Andrew Luck even got a pass on retiring right before the season started. I remember some of these same media people that said, oh, I'm going to miss Andrew Luck. I wish he wouldn't, but I understand. Those same people, they killed Ricky Williams. Those same people who were out there singing Andrew Luck's praises when he decided he was going to shut it down, those same people killed Ricky Williams. They murdered Ricky Williams. Y'all remember? Ricky Williams shut it down right before the season, and everybody said, oh, how selfish is he? Oh, how could he do that to his team? How could he be that selfish? I didn't hear one of y'all out here talking about Andrew Luck being selfish. I didn't hear one of y'all talking about Andrew Luck out here didn't care about the team. You blamed the team. You blamed the team. The team still paid him. He retired, and the team still gave him $30 million more. I want y'all to understand this. Nobody has gotten the treatment in the NFL like that guy has. And I see the same things happening with Justin Herbert. You know what Andrew Luck never really did? He never really got better. He never got much better other than turning down the turnovers. He never got much better. And why didn't he get much better? He didn't get much better because none of you held him to the standard that you put him on. None of you held him to the level that you put him on. Even though he had done nothing to earn that level, you never held him to that standard. And I say you, because I definitely did. I say you because I did. I say you in terms of Justin Herbert now because I am. And the people who are out here being the champions for Justin Herbert, your Mina Kimes, your Dan Orlovsky, your Dan Orlovskys, all of the other hanger-ons, the Charger Nation, none of them are ever going to be good. Like, Herbert's never going to reach the level that you guys want him to reach because you're not willing to hold him responsible. You're not willing to say, hey, bruh, you can't keep throwing these picks in the most inopportune times of the game. And until you do that, until you hold his feet to the fire, until you bring him to the level of scrutiny that you give to Lamar Jackson, that you give to Tua, right? Until you hold him to the level of expectations that you give to the other ones who have done more, either at the collegiate level or in the NFL, until you hold him to the same standards, he's never going to improve. He's just going to be the same guy. Wildly talented, great arm, great legs, but inconsistent, especially when it's lemon booty time. Especially when it's lemon booty time. When it gets to that pressure situation and everybody's nervous and everybody's tight, he ain't ready for it. Not always. Not always. Because he's never had to face the adversity of his own play and the criticism that comes from that play. And if you don't ever hold him accountable, he's never getting better. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. You do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Until next time, peace.